Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Where there is light, there are also shadows. Synergy is an unspoken mutual trust.
Open your eyes. A bright path awaits.
We will be invincible if we truly trust each other. Gaze the stars and seek your path. Our victories will be limitless.
Peace shall reign the world.
Where there is light, there are also shadows.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Everyone has the right to embrace their true self.
For peace!
Their drafts in ABM are really strong, went through
does not get affected by the not able to referee at the right given time. It's actually not because of the maximum. There's no damage that comes through with the high, more HP or your retribution assassin versus assassin.
they always had team fights, and it would be interesting to see Team ABM shuffle. Maybe if they did that in one of these games, that'd be really fun. And yeah, the emblem changes over. I think like it's not only limited to the junglers. Like both mages, even tanks, like they can build really interesting setups. Who knows? Maybe there might be some offensive like emblem set for a tank, and that could pull through for team, like both teams. Like and then it's like what do you say? The healing is really strong this game because you have
Yeah, you're not wrong.
spell
Killing
vamp,
meta.
yeah, the spell vamp and like the tenacity from the emblems that can make any fighter, or would you say tank,
Your
like
team
uh,
is banning.
be a nuisance to the enemy team. And here,
Yeah.
as we speak, we're on to the draft session with Team Shuffle for the first ban, and let's just see what do you
Oh
think
my
they're gonna ban.
My bad, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was going to be a 5 ban. It's still turning out to be a 3 ban. So
Your
this new
team
patch has
is
been updated,
banning.
giving some, space for both these teams to actually play the game with. And the
The
team
following
shuffle
star
on the blue
has
side,
joined your
Linwell
channel.
does make a lot of, gives them a bit of priority of this first pick. That I would say these days the first pick material would be something in the forms of Eve or a Farsa, even though it's very susceptible to dive. I think, or maybe a Terizla. These are like heroes that are first pick worthy. However, we are seeing the
Your
Grok,
team is
Novaria, and
banning.
the Hayabusa being banned out. Not something we saw this entire season long, this entire tournament. Hayabusa probably never even banned. And here in the finals, the first game, the ban being Hayabusa.
Yeah, really surprising bans from Team Shuffle, but I guess they have a certain game plan here following their draft.
Your
While Team
team is
ABM goes
picking.
for the standard Navaria and Arlet ban, really strong picks that they don't want to give to the enemy team since they have the first pick. And we'll see a first pick being from Team Shuffle by Baldo Turlin. And so far in this tourney, Team ABM has proven that their drafting skills are really top tier, and multiple games against Team Vitality, against Team like a lot of other
Your
teams,
team
and
is
we see the
picking.
Minotaur pick by Team Shuffle, and let's see how a lot of there are a lot of potential good and broken heroes that might be taken by Team Avium, Jay, and Asuna. But we'll only have to see how they counter this Minotaur play, because they could go for a Joy, but that sort of is disabled by the Minotaur. But okay, we see a Helkert pick after Helper, ladies and gentlemen, after a long time from being
Your
banned,
team
comes back to the meta. We're seeing a Tony pick here, Helkert, and uh, yeah,
Yeah,
by
well, that's what
AB.
I'm talking about, Linwell. That's what I'm talking about. You go with the first pick, Assassin, in this Hellcut. You want anti-dash from the King's Calling of Minsita. We don't care. We go in, we burst with that second skill, one shot them. Dark Knight falls, make sure they cannot see. Go in with the silence, with the Cult Altar coming in from the Paramis to protect him. Yep, we don't want them to actually get any
Your
opportunity. And
team
what are we
is
seeing? We're
picking.
seeing a Mia and a Brody being drafted. Is that maybe a mistake coming in from the side of Team Shuffle, or is this just a new strat since the new draft is out? Maybe, I'm not sure. We will find out in some time. However, like you said, Team ABM are showing their skills in the draft for a top tier team, being a top tier, pulling out top tier strategies and sticking to their game. So I'm really questioning this
Your
Mia and
team is
Brody pick here
banning.
in the first phase, having two marksmen. Although I do understand there's a lot of damage buff being given, and you can build the emblems with a different build setup. You never know. However, here Team ABM going in for the Kufra for that dive. They seem to be going in for the all-in dive comp with the three
Your
picks that they
team
have.
is
The
banning.
Valentina being the final ban right now, so that's a nice mage being banned out. What do you think about these two marksmen coming in on the side
Uh,
of Team Shuffle?
it's a bit weird right now, and those picks because Team ABM went for the first Hellcrit pick, and Helkert is a really strong force to be reckoned with. As in the previous previous season, a lot of mages were dominating because of the lack of silence. Like Natalia has silence, but I don't think that's enough. Helkert provides just so much for his team and can shut down so many heroes in the back line or even in the front line because he has DHS build, I think, with his stingers in S2. And we see Kadita pick Kadita is hovering, and then a direct pick from Team ABM. It's kind of strong, but we'll see how Team Shuffle answers this, and they do with Kadita and a jungler. Okay.
We have a jungle Julian over here who's actually going to be, who's actually got a quite the damage buff after all these items and the skill sets have been buffed up, especially with the new item coming in with the sight for the magic damage. And we have a Dirot and Esmeralda to finish off the draft. Esmeralda as well, quite good. And we are going back to the 1-3-1 hyper carry meta with the two side laners being fighters slash mages or little hybrid types where we have Diroth and Esmeralda going. I'm guessing this Esmeralda is probably going to be in the gold lane and Hellcut in the jungle. So that is quite the draft adaptation coming in from Team ABM for this new patch. And however, with Team Shuffle going with the double marksman setup with an assassin in the jungle and quite a weak early game, I would say, from Team Shuffle, especially given the fact that they are running two late game, or Brody is not essentially a late game marksman, but still needs some time to scale up. And as we speak, ladies and gentlemen, we are going into the land of dawn for this finals of the Midsummer Meet tournament between Team Shuffle and Team ABM.
Well, there seems to be a pause coming up from Team Shuffle. Restart or tank game crash. Like a bit of technical issues. Where looking so far, the draft Team ABM's draft is really strong, but they seem to be lacking in the late game range department. I guess the pressure will be heavily applied to Asuna, who's on the Esmeralda, and Hellkurt to snipe the back lines and secure potential dangerous targets. And we might see a redraft here, I think, but that'll be an issue for the host, I guess. Well, Kronos, what do you think of the draft so far? Like team.
I mean, like you said, Team ABM have quite a strong draft, especially the fact that they have a lot of dive coming in from their side. Basically, each and every hero is a dive hero. You go in or you go home. That's coming in from the Hellcut. You get the damage or not. And quite the nice choice of emblem coming in from Hellcut, going for the lethal ignition rather than the killing spree. Actually looking to stay in these fights and burst them out in one shot before he can actually. I mean, who needs the health regen that you get from every kill when you can just burst them all in one go, right?
True.
Especially from the side that Team Shuffle have picked quite the squishy heroes. So Hellcut, especially being back in the meta, it made some adjustments with coming from all the bugs when he was banned out for the rest of the season. Coming back, he's making a big impact, as we can see, picked in the first game in this finals. And Diroth with the same, with the Abyssal Strike, he has to go in. Kufra jumps in with the Tyrant's Rage. And Faramis as well goes in with the Shadow Stampede. He had the Esmeralda with the Falling Stone. Everyone's basically just jumping into the back line. However, if Team Shuffle are able to kite this out, try to get a re-engage, stop the engage coming in from Team ABM and cut off the engage that have, because if they use all their skills, there's nothing that can be done. So in the meanwhile, we will be in the game. I believe there is going to be a restart. But as I was saying, once everyone's used their skills, although they have low cooldowns, once they've been used, you have the next 30 seconds to actually do something in the game to actually make a re-engage towards the entire side of Team ABM, and that way Team Shuffle can win. That is the win condition that I can see right now. However, we are seeing a small skirmish here in the mid lane. the Rough Waves being a knock-up, the Petrify, the double Petrify coming in from the Minster and the Kadita, stacking it up one on top of the other, and that will be the first blood going in towards Why Me, showing that the drive coming in is like that. The Kufra showing in that he can jump in with the flicker. So I believe this is going to be a restart. That is quite the troll coming in, and the side concedes defeat. And that I was saying that strategy is absolutely insane coming in from all that dives. That to the only way I can see them having a counter to this is I feel bad for Team ABM since they've already showed the strategy right now. However, it is something that Team Shuffle will have to think about while they're redrafting in this next game, or this redraft game rather. And the only way they can counter such a draft is having a marksman that can kite all of the damage, like a Granger, maybe a 1-1, where they love people diving in towards them because they have the first skill, the second skill, the auto jumps that they have to kite back these skills to actually make the draw out this game into an extended team fights where they can burst the enemies down through their DPS or burst damage towards the late game. That's
Right.
one, or take a late game scaling mage in this form of a Sicilian who's again a kiting mage. To play early game against that comp is not something I want to do, man.
Well, that is true, and we did see the double Petri being used by Team Shuffle there, which might cause a threat later on for Team ABM, as it does disable a lot of the melee heroes, and Team ABM's lineup has a lot of melee heroes. They'll be slightly reliant on the Faramis also. His ultimate the can provide a lot of space for his team, and since there are all divers, so it'll be positioning for Team ABM will be crucial. While Team Shuffle does have lot of disables for their melee heroes with double petrified Kadita knockups, the King's Calling from Mincetar, and we'll only have to see how the game goes. As I don't know which are they gonna redraft like the double marksman pick, or are they just gonna restart with the same lineup? We'll only have to see as a bit of technical issues here, waiting for both teams starting up the lobby, and then we'll get back to you in a bit.
Last on my face, hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. On my clock in this cock, last on my face, hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get quick, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, to take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get quick, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, to take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get on my block, in this cock, last on my face, hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. On my block, in this cock, last on my face, hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get quick, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, to take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get quick, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, to take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get on my block, in this cock, last on my face, hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. On my block, in this cock, last on my face, hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get quick, wheel some. I'ma catch a murder case. On my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. On my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. On my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. On my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get. Dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get. Dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I get. On my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. On my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap. Whipping on the scene when I get crank. Wheel on the beat, on me, that's it. On me, I take the key. When I'm in, I take the key. When I'm in, I get give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Gun on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. 30 on the clock when I get clock. Whipping on the scene when I get click. Lean on the beat, on me, on me. That's it, on me. The take the key when I'm in a take the key.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the MLBB Midsummer Tourney. We had some technical issues for the first round, but we're back and in it again with Team ABM versus Team Shuffle in the finals. We saw the draft from both teams. Team ABM have relying on lot of flanks and really strong early game, and they have a really lot of good gankers and a lot of mobility, a lot of surprise, element of surprise for their team, and Team Shuffle with the slightly uh, disengaged comp with the Kadita and Mincetar, and we'll be seeing a redraft on one of the heroes from Team Shuffle as it's there seems to be a technical issue that was involved when they were in the hero picking phase, and so similar bans, similar picks, just. And we'll have to move on and see how I mean both team plays out. We did see at the end of that first round though, when it was going to be reset that Mincetar and the Kadita had double petrify. It might be crucial for Team Shuffle's game plan against Team ABM, but it's still the Julian pick. Okay, it seems like there'll be a repick for the Brody, and yeah, we'll all have to see what happens.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure about those same bands coming in. We're seeing the Nana, Florin, and Aurora, who are these meta mages in this given stage of the patch. The crazy buffs that's coming in from the magic items actually making a big difference for these Nana and Florin players out there in the world. Just realize that you are being known, you are being noticed. Do not forget to actually go ahead with the Molina and disrupt all these assassins that come towards you and make your life a living hell. All epics stay strong together. What's your rank in this new patch, Linwl?
I just
New
finished
season?
Legend
Bro,
yesterday.
come
Yeah.
on, bro. I am still stuck in epic. Epic stick together, epic strong together.
ESS.
Make that a hashtag, ESS.
Yeah.
But either way, we are seeing the Minotaur being picked here instead of the Brody. And looking at the draft of ABM, Minotaur is a very, very, very good, probably and the best tank that you can have for a dive comp against the dive comp, since his Minoan Fury can entirely disrupt the dive coming in from the side of ABM. And while using the Minoan Fury, I do not think the silence will affect him as well, because he is not really interrupted by any CC skills, as he is CC immune while carrying out that skill, except for suppressions. So that is quite the big brain pick coming in from Team Shuffle over here, especially since the quite the small adjustment made to Minotaur's rage, that he does not need that to in fact actually execute this Minoan Fury. And we are getting into this game once again. Both the junglers starting on the side of the opposite of the Lethal Wanderer. However, we are going to see a top lane Kufra charging in here. He does cancel that out. This Esmeralda zoning the Mia away from the minions, realizing that Esmeralda does have a stronger early game than this Mia. And the same with the bot lane, where the Kadita actually went in early to clear that wave. So being level 2 at the same time, along with the Minotaur, who has the heal and the knock up. And we are going to see Kufra giving slight vision on the jungler from Silver Hawk over here, making sure that Jay knows where exactly his teammate, where the opponent's jungler is, and what the farming rotation is. And we see both the junglers going in for the Lethal Wanderer, and the Deadly Stingers with the Retribution does secure the Lethal Wanderer from the side of Team ABM. And Esmeralda here getting stunned up by this Mia, getting this root done on her. However, the Mia does live to see another day quite easy, and we might see a gang coming in from the top side.
Yeah, okay. Minotaur here checks the bush, gets damaged though by Hellcurt, and we see the Hellcurt's ultimate being popped there, almost getting melted here by the Julian, forced to back off. 3v2 happening in top lane. Team ABM, the rest of Team ABM's team notice this and they come back. For that, catches the Kadita, half HP, but not enough. And both teams slightly passive. Oh, and a fight did break out in bottom lane with Dyrod coming in for the victory. Dyro is just really strong in early game, and Team ABM just knows exactly how to utilize this and secure the first blood. A team fight might occur in turtle lane, but Helker is a bit low though. Four of Team Shuffle are gathering here in the bot lane, and three of Team ABM here trying to gank onto the Mincetar. Krita uses Petrify, knock up, though passive activates and then doesn't take much damage. And Darrod is going in against the Minotaur. And Kufra charging up, reaches the Kadita, ults onto the Kadita. Mino and Fury popping off, three of them getting ultimate Faramist, however, counters this. And Helker tried to go in, but it's to no avail. And Team ABM taking 2 kills from the team fight. Kufra still jumping in and gets the kill for Team ABM.
Yeah, this team ABM having a wonderful time over here in this early game, especially with the Dirok, who is having 3 kills and a single assist on that 100% KPA. And ABM's J, however, not having the best of early games so far with the Halkert, actually getting knocked up by the enhanced chain in the top lane where there was a free kill, and the same with the bot lane with the Kings calling, not to, and being the fact that he was too low, not really being able to make the most of the opportunity. And we're seeing an early turret take coming in from this Diroth, who is already fed here in the 3 minute and 20-second mark. And we're going to see an ambush coming in here with the rough waves. Will that go? Yes, she does get it, but with the rough waves secures the kill. The Kadita does get a kill. And in the bot lane, this Diroth is on fire. And here Dark Knight Falls being used and on towards this Kadita. The Kadita with the knockup with the Breath of the Ocean still gets taken down by this Hellcut. Finally, Hellcut securing a kill, something that we could have seen quite early in the first or the second minute mark. However, he does secure a kill, and he should be farming up towards this mid-game power spike where Hellcut will do his best. And the Minoan Fury connecting. However, the Mia does go down on the top lane. The Cult also being used as well, and the kill goes in towards this Faramis, while we see Hellcut securing the Demon Hunter sword. And here Kufra charging in with the Tyrant's Rage, cancels it out, and nobody's noticed him yet. And he goes in with the bouncing ball and the Tyrant's Revenge on to the Julian here in Silverhawk. Yes, the rough waves being used to disengage, and the enhanced sword being used to escape, while the silence coming in from the Hellcut does secure a kill on towards this Kadita, and a shutdown going in. Diroth overextending, not realizing that Baldudu also has some damage coming in, and that giving a kill over to this Minsita, trying to close up this gold lead that was given on to the advantage the side of Team ABM, which is now a 3k gold lead, which could have been much worse. And Esmeralda using the falling star just to secure this gold grab, making sure this Mia does not get too much farm. The vision game coming in from Jobom over here on this Kufra is quite insane. Communicating his team to where everyone is. However, Julian here goes in for the quick turtle take, and the Dark Knight Falls being used by the Hellcut. However, the turtle is secured by the side of Team Shuffle.
Yep, Team Shuffle trying to catch on to the goal lead, but oh, we see Esmeralda here escapes the Minoan's Fury, and Mia might go down. Asuna really tanky, low HP. The rest of his team though is coming to gang top lane. Faramis here trying to get on the Mia, while Minotaur almost falls down. Karita trying to zone, and both teams will have to back off, I think. ABM still wants this turret, and Kadita will go down. The Mia, though, half HP. Oh, uses the ultimate, but gets caught by the Kufra and goes down. And ABM taking no losses from the team fight, gets a turret and 2 kills. Very strong engage there. ABM focusing on their strong set due to lack of late game dip and just ganking, and really strong. I don't think late game's even necessary here. Mitsutar trying to engage alone, but goes down to the Hellcurt, and Minotaur also. I think this Team ABM knows exactly what they're doing, as they have so much damage, so much CC, really good positioning, and Team Shuffle having a bit difficulty with this the setups by Team ABM, and we do see like they have complete they lost complete map control of their jungle area too, and both teams now playing passively. What do you have to say for their item set, Kronos?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the items right now, the Hellcut standard going in for the DHS, however, is going for the endless battle and not the corrosion sight or the sea halberd that we usually see on the Hellcut that does apply to his basic attacks as well, with coming in with the deadly stingers. And Kufra here with the cursed helmet looking to do some more damage. So this adding damage over damage. And this Diroth, who's already farmed up, has a Hunter Strike, has the Blade of the Heptases going in towards the Radiant Armor right now to actually deal with this Julian, who is going to have his Power Spike. And in the top lane, we're going to get a kill on this Mia. Again, this Hellcut being a nuisance with the Deadly Stingers that takes out 3/4 the HPs of two of the heroes coming in from the side of Team Shuffle. And that is the two kills going in. The King's Calling being used, the Breath of the Ocean and the Rough Waves. However, they are just not having enough items, not enough damage to secure any kills. However, the Kadita just get a consolation prize coming in from the side of Diroth, and that is a 4-for-2 trade. And at this point, I can say Team ABM going in with the masterclass coming in from their draft. That was a beautiful draft, realizing what their power spike is, playing towards the advantage of their team. And Team ABM seems to be dominating this game, going over the 6K gold lead, which was 3K initially, and now it's just expanding and expanding, and now they are just depriving the entire team of their jungle from the side of Team Shuffle. And Julian has not even built a second item, just a Genius Wand or a Swift Crossbow. That's not going to be quite enough for them to actually do any damage. And as you can see, Diroth has three items. The gold lead here, Esmeralda is on a 6.3k. Diroth here with a 7k gold. And Mia just not having a great time, just having two items, the Berserker's Fury and the Wind Talker. Not something that you want to see right now, especially when your team is losing. However, do note that Team Shuffle do have a marksman on their side. They do have the disengage coming in from the Breath of the Ocean from the Kadita. They have two petrifies coming in from the Binsitar and the Kadita. They have the Minoan Fury. And here they go the Titan's Blade, Titan's Wind, the Falling Star Moon is being used as well. The Minoan Fury being used as well. The rough waves to all disengage, and that is a nothing for nothing trade. And the enhanced chain being used with the hook of the Mincetar gets a kill on this Diroth, who has been overextending quite a lot in this game. The Minoan Stomp being used, the Falling Star Moon, and Faramis still gets a kill from these Ghostbusters on this Kadita. Esmeralda in right now, so tanky. People say Uranus can do that so-called German cut that they call it. However, Esmeralda is quite tanky as well, with all these shields coming in, the enhanced sword being used to actually cancel out this dive coming in from Kufra. However, the Hellcut is just too fed at this point, and they are not seem to be able to do anything. They are just too tanky. They need some Malefic Rose. They need some penetration coming in from the side of Team Shuffle, and they do not have that yet. They need to play for a longer, and the Dark Knight falls with the Deadly Stingers being used. However, it does miss its target, and that's just some fun time for Team ABM. Team ABM just seems to be having a lot of fun.
Yeah, that team fight was beautiful. Like we see a lot of dives and engages being done by both teams. Team ABM just wonderfully like going in exactly, well, like they know exactly when to go in with the disruption. Kufra jumping onto two enemies, while Esmeralda also backline, and causes a lot of confusion for Team Shuffle, who to prioritize, who to go for. But Team ABM knows exactly what they're doing, and then we see a bit of trolling.
You see
here.
the recall spam
Yeah.
coming in, right? They're showing off the recalls. Guys, don't forget to go and purchase all these new recalls that's there in the shop. So you can show it off just like Jobom and Why Me are. Why Me actually showing them Why Me, making them question their own draft, coming in with this late game draft given that new patch. Team ABM making the most of this, understanding the new patch, making the utmost of this draft, as you can say. And Hellcut being back, just proving to show why he is a deadly assassin. And you can take out the Hayabusa, you can take out the Lancelot, you can take out whatever assassins you want. Do not forget about the Hellcut. You want a Fanny? No problem, take the Hellcut. The Lord does march in. However, the Dark Knight Falls being used, and that's a lot of things, a lot of ultimates being used at the same time. And however, there is a kill onto the Mia. The Mia goes down. The person who needs to defend this Lord is gone. The Crystal is half HP right now. Dirot takes on the Kadita as well. The Halka takes on the top lane, and that is a 3-for-1 trade, and that is going to be the Crystal. That was a very quick game coming in from the side of Team ABM, realizing their power spike, realizing their game plan, knowing their win conditions, playing it exactly right. and not giving any time, any breathing room for Team Shuffle that who were playing for the mid to late game power spike, absolutely decimating them, destroying them for a 4 times of the kill score. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a 6-4 or 24 if I'm not wrong, Linwl. That is
Yeah,
4 times the kills that they have gotten, and that was a 11-minute 27-second game. And I think that's going to be the fastest game, or are we going to see an 8-minute end over here in the next few games?
yeah, probably. But yeah, that was a really strong game by Team ABM here, really proving that they reached the finals for a reason. They're in the finals for a reason. They won the upper brackets, and like they're here right now. Their drafting is like excellent. Even the engages. We saw Helkert being a really strong jungler. Secured objectives, knowing exactly when to go in, targeting, getting the right targets. Even when he went down, he did take both of the heroes of Team Shuffle down to almost half HP because of the DHS and his stingers. And really good place, yeah, by everyone in their team. Fram is knowing exactly when to use the Altar's Cult, and Darat like dominating. He knows he's been dominating the entire game, so he's just applying pressure on like both sides and like clearing waves, pushing lanes. Esmeralda diving into the backline, as Asuna with Jobom. Uh, they just disrupting the enemy's lineup. Enemy like confused on what to do. Like they can't focus on everyone due to their lack of draft. Like their lineup's not exactly built for that. So we did see a really strong start here with Team ABM getting the first victory of this match of best of 5, and we'll only see how Team Shuffle responds to this. They can't like go for the same picks like for the same Mia picks. They need to like show a better draft to counter this. Like I guess maybe a better early game here, lacked by Team Shuffle, but who knows? They might pull through from the second round, and we might see new Team Shuffle. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Team ABM, like we were discussing before the game started, that this is what their strategy would be, using all those ultimates at the same time. And in the final push, you saw it, it was just a bunch of ultimates being used, and Minotaur doing the best that he could with the Minnow and Fury, not really being able to protect his teammates because the damage coming out from Team ABM was just too much at that point. They were just so far ahead in the gold lead, and it made not a bigger difference towards the side of Team ABM, especially coming in with these new items with the Starlium Scythe, which gives them quite a lot of utility with the magic power as well. The Julian getting it quite late in the game, not being able to make the use of it. And Hellcut not even building a corrosion site or a Sea Halberd, realizing his basic attacks were just enough to make kills. And Team ABM here to play, here to show those recalls. Probably going to change all these emotes coming in from the next game. You're going to see all those recalls and emotes coming out even more, trying to dominate the mental state of Team Shuffle going into this game too. And speaking of that, we should be back after a short break, ladies and gentlemen, for this next game. We will be quick. Please stay tuned, and we will be back.
Mask on my face, hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Look on my clock in this cop. Mask on my face, hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. some. I'ma catch a murder case. Gun on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. On my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Gun on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As we promised, it would not take long. We are back here soon for this game too. And since we are going into this five-band draft phase, I want to say first in hand, we're going to have four heroes being banned out. That's Grok, Helkert, Lancelot, and the Minnow. So these four heroes cannot be used in this game. However, we will see three additional bans coming in. And knowing that the Helkert and Minotaur has been taken out, I would like to see a Hayabusa ban coming in since it is one of the only assassins that's left over. Hayabusa, the Ling, and the Fanny. Not really sure if the opponents have any of these teams have a Fanny player with them. However, the Hayabusa ban does seem a little logical given this new patch and this new phase of MLBB that's being released. And we're seeing the Arlot and Novaria being banned out. Nothing too fancy. A Glue being banned out as well.
Yeah, pretty standard bans coming here for both team here. Team ABM knowing to ban like the divers and the XP laners who are really strong and might disrupt their flow. And team Shuffle here with the Novaria ban. Novaria really strong pick here with the recent patch. Even I think they made some changes to the skill too. But there is a Paquito ban, however, though. I guess a lot of disengage and like Paquito did get some changes
Oh
from
yeah, he did. He
uh,
got those
yeah,
massive buffs. He got those massive damage buffs coming in from that
I don't know.
Paquito.
I think it's a skill one change where he can get his shield now on to jungle camps if he does.
And he used the second skill now actually helps clear the minions in its path
Yeah,
and not necessarily where the strike would be. So that does help in the wave clear and help actually play Paquito in the EXP lane, which is quite a nuisance for the other team where he will be faster to rotate than the other EXP laners. Not so many EXP laners can actually have a fast wave clear. And we're seeing the first pick coming from side team ABM, which is on the blue side, being the Xavier. Xavier still being a staple pick so far. They can carry and scale well into the late game. The Mincetar and the Kufra being picked up by Team Shuffle here with a lot of dive and a lot of engage coming in.
yeah. This might be hard for Team ABM to dive through, as they do have the King's Calling and Kufar's second skill to block any dashes. Well, setups, Petrify from the Mincetar, who is which is a really good initiate from by for Team Shuffle here, and we do see the Granger pick coming from Team ABM here. Granger a bit orthodox pick, unorthodox pick, but like really good in juggling his opponents, and we might see a potential like really good potential like plays being done by Team ABM here with the Franco here being picked up also. Double hook here from both team. I think it'll be up to Jobom for initiating any team fights, and their lineup might rely on that. I might see more though from Asuna and Jay. Maybe who knows what they might be cooking. And there is the Valentina picked, however, from Team Shuffle here. Uh, yeah, a bit early to pick the mage, I'd say. Even though Team ABM went for a mage pick, but it's a really strong pick, however, as we're on to the second ban phase. And 20 something is bans the Uranus, which is slightly strong pick here against their comp. But yeah, we'll just have to see. what ABM goes
I,
for.
I love this Granger pick coming in from the side of ABM. That is the answer for a dive comp coming in from the side of Team Shuffle. You want to dive? No problem. I'll just second skill back. First skill, immediately the cooldown is reset for the second skill. I can dash back again. And these death bullets that come in from Granger actually make quite the sense. And Team ABM actually missing out on a ban here could be a sort of miscommunication that they weren't able to decide on which hero they want to ban out. And here you can see that I would say go for the jungler maybe at this point, maybe a Hayabusa. Keep the Hayabusa alive since they have a Xavier and a Granger. A Hayabusa or a Link would be perfect. However, Eamon being picked as well, even after the nerf to the range that he has from his ultimate Silverhawk, going in for the comfort pick coming in from the Eamon showing that even after he's nerfed, he can be played. It's not the hero, it's the player that actually gives the buff or the debuff to the character. And we're seeing Asuna once again on this Esmeralda proving to show why she was such a menace in the previous game. And we're having an Aldous being hovered here. That is quite the draft coming in from the side of ABM. I absolutely love this draft. They have engaged, they have disengaged, they have a single target hero, they have split push, they have the suppression, they have the late game scaling. Man, ABM's draft is on point. Not really a big fan of this Eamon pick coming in from Silverhawk from the side of Team Shuffles. However, they're taking the standard Diroth pick to counter the Esmeralda in lane. Yes, you can beat her in lane, but what are you going to do in the late game? Who are you going to target down? You're just going to be burst by this Franco suppression. Not really something that Team Shuffle probably relying on just the winning the laning phase to cut off the Esmeralda. So far, looking at the draft, I love ABM's draft. What do you have to say about this draft phase coming in, Linwl?
Yeah, really good picks really good picks by both teams here, and the Rot would win lane as you said, but I think that might be crucial as if he does shut down the Esmeralda, uh, Team ABM has a lack of AOE. With Xavier is there, however, their frontliner gets reduced. So this might be a smart pick here by Team Shuffle. As if they shut down the ESMA, yeah, the Team ABM would have less engages, like and less initiate. The Aldous is slightly like a frontliner, but in early phase he's slightly less tanky, and we do see here the standard Aldous coming in mid lane for the 4 minion stack, and Xavier going to the gold lane. Okay, and
Hey, this is some sort of a strat. We can start looking at mage gold lane. That is going to be somewhat of a really, really scaling mage like a Farsa, maybe a Lunox, maybe a Harith, or in Xavier in this case. And Aldo is actually stacking up on these minions quite early. Level 2 still has one of these minions left, however, will miss out on that. The Franco's hook being missed as well. Granger with the standard rotation actually taking out all the creeps from the bot lane, realizing that he needs to help this Xavier to actually get ahead and not giving a losing lane to this Diroth. And Team ABM being smart about it and not sending Esmeralda to face against the Diroth. That is quite the good trade. And Xavier actually depriving Diroth of his minions who went for the gold buff, which was still stolen by the Xavier. This Franco realizing that his gold laner needs some help, giving him all the time in the world. And this is very smart play coming from ABM. Nothing else to say. It's just really smart, using their brains, using that old noggin of theirs, showing that they have something there inside their skull. And here Esmeralda cutting the wave to make sure that she can actually rotate faster. However, Minchita catching her with the hook, and Asuna still being tanky enough to sustain all that damage. Granger actually going in for the creep off the side of Silverhawk as well, and Asuna here to zone out Silverhawk. Silverhawk with that damage coming in from the early game, and the endless shards and the flicker to actually miss that, and we have a first blood in the bot lane. Xavier with the double kill, the outplay coming in, the chase fade coming in from the Aldous as well. Actually from the Valentina towards this Esmeralda. However, Esmeralda still survives and still somehow goes down thanks to the burning effect, or probably the lethal ignition coming into play. The Granger with another double kill here as well. And this is just kills left, right, and center for the side of Team ABM. That was a crazy outplay in the bot lane, and this should be a free turtle coming in from the side of ABM.
yeah, that was an interesting match. Interesting engages. Like both the bot lane and the top lane were like having team fights, and we do see like that outplay was insane. He took down both the Kufra and the Rod solo kill, and then Team ABM is just getting a W left and right, and this lead 2K goal lead might be like sufficient to further win, but Team Shuffle noticing this, and four of them does go to gank the goal laner here. Oh, and I think Xavier might go down here, and he does. Two ultimates being used on that team fight, and that will be a W for Team Shuffle. However, ABM is split pushing in the mid lane. We see the Granger being set up for a mid lane fight here, and all this marking onto the Xavier. I mean, sorry, Amon, and then he goes down.
And Amon goes down to the chase fade of this Aldous, and that being quite a nuisance here. Aldous showing that he can get all these kills. The Trident's Rage coming out, however, Dirot does get a kill on this Aldous, and the Death Sonata being copied by the Valentina does not do much damage since she is a mage and has no physical defense. And these last bullet trick coming in from this Granger, proving that he is still good in this meta. Granger actually level 7 to the level 6 of Aemon. Silverhawk not being given space in this jungle to farm, and Mincetar misses his hook, however, and that could have been quite something coming in from the side of Baldudu, who missed out on the hook. Aemon here trying to farm. The pressure coming in from this Franco and Jobom is quite insane, not giving any space from the side of Team Shuffle to actually rotate and make plays. Team Shuffle setting up for this turtle, being down 2k in gold. However, they are, and Xavier actually starting off this turtle and scouting out the Kufra, who is there in that mid bush, giving vision to his team. Kufra charging, but nobody in range, and the turtle gets reset, and we are seeing a four people over here, and Esmeralda goes in on to this Valentina. Valentina has copied the dawning light onto its four members, just doing some poke damage, and the skill 1 skill 2 combo of Xavier doing some damage there, getting the CC on and the bloody hunt being used by Franco. I did not know whose bloody hunt that was, to be honest. That's a hook going in as well, and the Valentina goes down to this Aldous, and the Death Sonata here connecting the Granger on the killing spree. The Abyssal Strike takes down the Granger. Actually, the kill goes towards the Aemon, and Dawning Light being missed here. And in the top lane, we are seeing that the Esmeralda is being chunked quite low. The King's Calling being used as well. The Aldous just stacking up at this moment. The mid lane turret does go to this Aldous. That is another source of damage coming in. That is a lot of damage to that gold crab. Did you see that one punch doing about 3/4 of the damage? This Terrify coming in from the Valentina, poking out Jabom. Jabom actually taunting them. Silverhawk goes in, really used the endless shots to get a kill on this tank. Valentina goes in. However, Franco uses the flicker to get out, still goes down. The chase fade. Will he be committing to this right now? Aldous just to give some vision. Granger, will he actually commit for this turtle? And that's the Dawning Light being used, how and the Death Sonata as well. However, the turtle does go towards the side of Silverhawk. That is a good trade, I would say, coming in from the side of Team Shuffle, trying to cut down on this gold lead, maintaining it at a 2k, which is extended 2.5k, and still giving them a fighting chance since they have quite a bit of late game as well.
Yeah, and I guess both teams are playing passively now as they've gotten good trades, waiting for a setup here. Team ABM waiting for a Franco setup. Team Shuffle here playing for the late game, going for objectives, trying to get this turret in bot lane here. Three of them set up. It is in Aldous though. He's playing safe, and map right now map control slightly over to ABM because of the Aldous ultimate here. Knows when to back off. I guess they're focusing here on the top lane right now. Esmeralda pushing their tower for tower trade. Granger here does get the kill on Valentina with the help of Xavier. Really good positioning and zoning here. Franco trying to set up another hook play. Esmeralda does get the tower though, and oh, he does not. It's 1 HP and he backs off. And Aemon is at top lane. Both teams are playing slightly passive right now, not really knowing what to do, just farming up and giving map vision. Kufa does charge up to the Franco though. It gets the hit, but backs off. And two turrets down for gone for ABM.
Hey, and notice that both the turrets being taken by the Aldous and the hook connects on to this Kufra. That was quite a lot of damage coming onto the tank. The bouncing ball negating the damage, mustering up the defense of this Kufra. Will he commit the chase fate? He does, goes in and gets another kill on this Kufra. Granger gets another kill, and they are just on a roll. The King's Calling being used, and Xavier gets another kill. This is just kills left, right, and center coming in. That's a 4-for-0 trade. That's a five. That's a five-man wipeout coming in from the side of Team Shuffle, Team ABM here. There will we see some recall spams? Who knows? That is quite a lot of damage. The Aldous has actually been farmed up right now, doing a lot
Yeah.
of damage, taking down all these turrets, taking all these minions, like you said, in the mid wave, taking those 4 turrets, get those stacks up. Diroth actually goes in, he will not be able to do much. That's the Abyssal Strike being missed as well. This contracts coming in from Aldous will be deadly in the late game. And if you look at the side of Team Shuffle, they actually do not have a marksman, which I did not notice myself. They do not have a marksman to play for the late game. This is where their power spike is should be. And Team ABM realizing that and not giving them the space to breathe. That is quite the game plan. This Dawning Light just being used to clear minions, poke them out. The Granger taking the top lane, all the tier 1 turrets being taken down. And this seems like, if it goes this way, this seems like a snowball towards victory for Team ABM once again.
Yeah, really hard for Team Shuffle to come back here. Minstar does survive the double gank though from Kufra and Esmeralda with the King's Calling and passive. But yeah, I think this might be really hard for Shuffle because Aldous is really stacked up. I think he's at 200 stacks right now. It's only 9 minutes. It might even be more, and he is having a tanky setup, so he won't die easily. Here, getting onto the double. Oh, but gets shut down by the Dyrod and Almond. Really crucial kill here. However, gets traded here. Granger trying to set up for another fight. Franco gets the hook. However, 4 of Team Shuffle is jumping in and shuts down the Granger. The Lord is marching down in bot lane. All of the lanes being pushed by the minions. Team Shuffle has to defend this. Will they defend this? We'll see. And Asma just does clear the mid tower, and the Lord is marching down on bot lane, getting the turret, but however gets shredded. And this might be a defense, yeah. But ABM is on the victory side right now. Gets
Ooh.
that was a bit sad, and I mean Franco does go down. However, Xavier comes in with a trade.
That was nasty coming in from the side of the Kufra, who actually uses the ultimate on towards his tower, gets a kill on that Franco, shutting down the engage, and the Xavier with that damage, still being taken out by the Abyssal Strike from this Diroth. Team Shuffle actually living to see another day. They able to defend all their inhibitors, and it was something of a good defense, I could say. However, you can still say the lead is on the side of Team ABM. They have a 4K gold lead, uh, marching on to be a 5K gold lead soon enough, since they're
Yeah.
going to be taking all these jungle camps away. And Kufra here trying to get some vision. I am you stealing the bloody hunt coming in from the Franco, and
Yeah, but as the game progresses, it's only going to get harder from Team Shuffle. They need to set up play. They need to get the map control back. But it is, however, a bit hard as most of their turrets are down, and the damage is reliant on the Dyro tier. Franco does get the hook onto the Kufra, but however, both teams just playing it safe. ABM exactly knows exactly what they want to do, waiting for the late game, all the scaling, and they're just not giving Shuffle a chance here. Shuffle is just waiting for Team ABM to show up. But okay, Franco does pop the invisibility, but it's not to no avail, as I guess they're waiting for the Lord fight here.
Yeah, the conceal was being used to no avail. However, Team Shuffle did miss out on the opportunity where the Granger did extend, get shut down on the bot lane fight, if we remember. However, that kill went on to the Diroth, not something that you wanted. The Aemon must have picked up the kill. It should have been picked up by the Aemon. He did use the endless shards as well to make sure he secures the kill. However, the last hit going in towards his Diroth, and the Diroth getting that massive shutdown, and not something you want to see in your frontliner. I do understand that Diroth will do some damage. However, he can get shut down immediately by this bloody hunt coming in from the Franco. And so at this point, the Diroth, knowing that he has that, he's going full damage. If you can look at his items, he actually has the blade of despair as well. And here the Lord being chunked down quite low. The Lord will be secured by Team ABM. The hook going in from the Franco and the King's Calling being used as well. The Granger in a not a good position. He takes down the Mincetar and goes down as well in the same process. The Aldous takes down the Aemon. That's the Falling Star Moon being used. The Diroth goes in towards the back line and still gets shut down. That is a 1-for-5 trade. That is a wipeout. They take down the jungler for a 5-man wipeout, and they get the Lord in the process as well. Team ABM here to play dominating game 1 performance, and you can say it was quite a dominating game 2 performance as well. And Team Shuffle may need to rethink their draft strategy, probably get a marksman, not so much in the late game like the Mia, probably someone in the early game, maybe a Brody, and that should be game set match for Team ABM. And speaking about that, Linwl, I think it all came down to the way it was drafted. If I'm not wrong, the game plan perfectly being executed by Team ABM in game 1 and game 2. What will Team Shuffle have to do to actually make a comeback?
They'll need to focus on the like why they're losing the team fights. Like as you see, Aldous did have the power spike. He had the entire game to farm stacks. Like just wasn't anyone to shut down to prioritize the Aldous. And when the Aldous did die, it was when he was like alone. So like in team fights, even if they had a marksman for late game scaling, I think it would have been too late, as Esmeralda is there for sniping up the backline, and Aldous can just follow up with his ultimate. So it is a bit hard, as yeah, the draft was over to Team ABM. Team Shuffle did try, but it wasn't good enough for setting up a win.
Yeah, and you can see the itemization coming in for this
Yep.
game. The Granger going all out damage, not even building the brute force, actually opting to go for the Blade of Despair as the second item. And here the Diroth, I mean, I get it. You want to do some damage, but you're not really that tanky in the late game, my friend. Not something you want to see. You don't want to see the Blade of Despair. You do not want to see the Malefic Roar coming in so early. Yes, you're desperate to get some kills, but you're just not tanky enough. You will get shredded by this Granger, who is a marksman, by the way, by this late game scaling mage in the Xavier. So the itemization, once again, not being at the best coming in from the side of Team Shuffle. Still trying to do something so that they'll have a comeback of sorts. However, to no avail. And once again, Eamon not being up to the mark, especially after the nerf coming into his range. Not really a damage nerf, just a range nerf, which made quite a difference since he was not able to reach the back line. And Xavier and Granger having the time of their lives, especially after that outplay coming in from Why Me, and in the bot lane quite early in the game, gave him quite the confidence boost to make sure that he can actually scale up to the late game, being a nuisance. And this Aldous in the mid lane strategy being quite a genius strategy, if you can say, gets a lot of stacks, takes down all the turrets, gets all that farm, gets all that damage done early. And the only damage item you can see he's built is the Malefic Roar. And it just has to be some sort of a draft adjustment coming in from the side of Team Shuffle. Maybe they haven't adapted to this patch quite well yet.
That might be the case, but ABM, however, did adapt quite well, and you can see their lineup's really good. They know exactly what to do, what items to build, like really good place, and then like they know exactly who to target. Well, this might be. I mean, and because of that, they're in 2-0 win right now, two on the side of ABM, and this is a best of 5 match. So if ABM wins the next match, this might be game, and they might be the winner of the tourney. It might be up to Shuffle. Can they bring a comeback? And can they get another a victory? We'll just have to see. But for now, we'll have a short break, and we'll be right back with both teams. Yeah.
Mask on my face, hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. On my clock in this cock, mask on my face, hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get clean, lean on the beat, on me, that shit, on me, the take the key. face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Gun on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get crank, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, I take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get crank, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, I take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Gun on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get crank, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, I take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get crank, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, I take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Gun on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get crank, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, I take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get crank, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, I take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Gun on my clock, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get crank, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, I take the key, when I'm in, I take the key.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the MLBB Midsummer Tourney. We're in the finals right now. Third round with Team ABM versus Team Shuffle. Team ABM having two victories, Team Shuffle having none. And we'll just have to see. This is the third round of the game. If ABM wins this, this will be game and they'll win the tournament. But let's see if Team Shuffle can bring a comeback and make this game go on for slightly longer. Can they get this victory? And we'll have to see. We're on to the draft phase with Team Shuffle having the first ban. Crunchy here, banning out the Grok. Grok a really strong EXP laner, strong tank, really good engager. Has provides so much for his team, and yeah,
Yeah, the first man being a Grok, giving respect over to the side of Jobom here, not giving his comfort pick, knowing that he can cause quite a problem towards the side of Team Shuffle. And Novaria again being the standard ban for Team ABM, realizing that Novaria has quite a lot of vision, quite a lot of range, can disrupt the formation of their team when they're going in towards these ganks and contesting these objectives. And Paquito being another ban that we have seen in the previous game. Note that, my friends, Paquito will be a rising EXP laner, especially after the slight adjustment he got towards the second skill and the damage buff and the shield buff, like you said, on his first skill. And the Xavier here being banned out by Team ABM, not being picked by themselves, realizing that Team Shuffle could be onto something here. taking away the Xavier. And will we see the first pickup being a Eve or a Farsa, maybe a Terizla, something of an AoE, some maybe Lapu Lapu, not really sure. The Uranus is still open, and Team Shuffle, this is do or die for them, as this could be the final game of this entire series.
Yeah, I'll do the on the first pick here. I think he goes for the early Minotaur pick. Okay. ABM was expecting a potential mage pick here with the Xavier and the Warrior ban. And then it, uh, Team Shuffle does, however, go for the Minotaur pick. A really good disengager, can set up really well for his teammates, but first pick slightly early, and we haven't seen what ABM has picked yet. So like from being from the side of Team Shuffle, I wouldn't go for that pick. However, maybe they have a certain game plan with but ABM, however, does go for the Valentina and Dyrod pick. Really strong mage and side laner. Dyrod, as we've seen in the first two rounds, being a menace in the first game from Team ABM, providing a lot of damage, shutting down the EXP laner. And then in the second game, it was by Team Shuffle, did shut down the Aldous, did a lot of damage, and was quite difficult for both teams to handle. However, and then there is Eve pick by Team Shuffle. Yeah,
Yeah, the Eve pick being nice here to be paired up with the Minon Fury and the real world manipulation. That kill box, as I said before, that will be dangerous. And the Masha being picked up here as well, quite a tanky EXP laner, does a lot of damage in the early game, especially with these new emblem changes with the battle setups coming in. The Dirot does early game damage as well. And here going with the Esmeralda once again, Asuna here, 3 for 3 here in this series so far, picking up Esmeralda 3 times. And Esmeralda, being a natural counter to the Eve, can actually zone this Eve away from the fights, even when the real world manipulation is being used, especially since he gets the shields. And the final ban here coming in from the side of Team Shuffle. Team ABM actually probably missing out on their ban, if I'm not wrong. And Team Shuffle here going in with possibly a jungler, or they're banning out the Kufra, making sure that they will not have the same deja vu in game one, where they had multiple dives already being seen here. Takes out the Kufra, and the Franco being picked here by Jabom. That was quite a quick pick coming in, the Franco, and the quick pick coming in from this
yeah,
Ruby. Ruby doing well as well, especially after the adjustments to the spell vamp that she had gotten, where no longer the lifesteal turns into spell vamp, but she is gifted by that spell vamp directly. So Bloodlust Axe and Queen's Wings actually being viable items for her now. So Silverhawk going in for this Leo mod. I'm not really a big fan of this draft once again. There is no scaling in this game. Yes, you have the Eve that can scale up to a certain extent, but not as much as you'd like. And that is where I can say that Team Shuffle has been lacking in this draft. Not my favorite draft so far. Yes, they want this early snowball coming in. They have the Masha, they have the Leo mod, they have a Ruby for a lot of CC. They have the real world manipulation. They have the Minon Fury. Yes, the game plan is there, but they are lacking the so-called late game or mid to late game power spike that you want to see. It is a very, very snowball heavy comp. And to answer that, we are seeing this Hayabusa being picked in, which was banned out in the first few games. And we will see this assassin coming in from the side of ABM. And Linwl, let me be honest with you, Hayabusa is one of my favorite assassins.
yeah, and he is really good in this lineup as he can snipe the backline, provide he has so much mobility. ABM Shuffle focusing mostly on disengages, CC, and close range. With Yves, however, being the long range, but I don't think that's enough. And this Hayabusa might be really strong for dodging potential flanks and engages. And we're on to the game as both teams here are having slightly, I mean, shuffle with the lack, as you said, lack with the lack of scaling. But I guess they'll be focused on objectives and snowballing. But will that be enough? We'll only have to see. And as like Team ABM has a lot more going on for them with the Tarot, with the Esmeralda, I mean Esmeralda, who's on the I mean Asuna, who's on the Esmeralda, has proven so much for his team. He's done so much. He's ganked and then shut down, zoned a lot of people from Team Shuffle, and it's he's just been on a roll today, Asuna. Yeah, we do have a slight game pause, however.
Yeah, the pause coming in from the side of team ABM, Asuna requesting for a pause. And we can see the once again the smart decision of sending the laners to the specific lanes. The Esmeralda this time going in towards the gold lane, realizing that she does not have a losing matchup. Team ABM always giving the favorable matchup to Asuna, and Dirot over here, the player just taking the other side, kind of taking on for the team, going in on the opposite side, making it hard for himself, but however, is able to sustain, able to play for that power spike, gives them enough opportunity to make let Asuna scale up and be a menace in this team fight, since she's the main source of zoning tool, like you would call it, for the side of team ABM. The ABM once again with a wonderful draft and game plan, and we will see both these junglers with the standard rotations. Hayabusa starting off with the blue buff, Leomord starting off with the red buff, and Franco camping out here to be a menace here in the jungle. Uh, at this point, I can say Masha should do put in some work. You can see the Brave Smite emblem going in towards Masha and going in on this Eve as well. Something that people could watch out for. Brave Smite actually gives a lot of HP back once your skills are being used. So Eve, a hero who can spam a lot of skills, especially with that skill one, with all these bursts coming in, will give back a lot of HP and mana as we go back into the final. Possibly that could be the final game for the series. And at this point, with the emblem setup, I am really surprised with this Brave Smite coming in from Eve, quite a tanky setup.
Yeah, I guess they're thinking ABM might do a lot of damage, so they got the Brave Smite so that they can snowball and heal and continue to fight. But we do see here an early engage on the mid lane with the EXP laner Esmeralda coming in, trying to invade this or cause like threat. Cause a threat to Team Shuffle here. However, both teams back off and are passive right now. Franco camping here in the bush, waiting for a potential hook. Silver Hawk gets the lethal, however, it gets early level for ults in, but Team ABM just backs off, saying we're not fighting that early game. We're still level 3. And
And
Minotaur just go down to half HP. Yeah.
that was brilliant coming in from Jay, right? Just goes in on this Leomord, marks him with the shadows, baits out the ultimate, and just runs away. Does not want to pick a fight. That was brilliant coming in from Team ABM. And this Minotaur being caught off guard here. He has to flicker out. The hook misses. The shadow kill goes in. Gets a first blood on this Minotaur. That is why Hayabusa is deadly, my friends. And on the bot lane, however, with the trade on this Diroth, getting the short end of the stick when it comes to both the lanes, being taken down by this Masha, who has unlimited HP, I would say. And the turtle being set up right now.
Yeah, a bit of map control on ABM right now. Yeef just does set up the real world manipulation. However, I think he might go down here, but escapes with a sliver of HP. Both teams having really good trades and respecting space. Masha is, however, coming in with the invade onto the blue buff, trying to force Haya to use his retry. But,
Yeah, that was quite an invade coming in from the Masha, going in, trying to force out the retribution, coming in from the side of team ABM. However, there is a solo kill on the top lane. The Esmeralda overextending the Abyssal Strike with the flicker from this Diroth takes down this Minotaur who has overextended. That is nice dive coming in, and that was quite the dive. That's just a 1-for-1 trade. However, the turtle being traded as well, and being quite a nuisance team ABM, showing that they are here to play. Diroth here, however, did get killed on the bot lane. still knows that he has enough damage, does not need many items to scale, especially with the armor pen that comes in. Here in the bot lane, you can see Masha winning out the trade. However, Diroth has something to say back as well. That's just 2 EXP laners trading HPs, nothing really fancy to look at. And this Esmeralda and Ruby here once again trading HPs and taking their respective lanes. We could see a possible gank coming in. Will the Franco get his hook on point? The Minotaur being overextending quite a bit. Valentina poking out this Eve, and Esmeralda goes in with the falling Stormwind just to do some poke damage. That's a lot of poke damage coming in, knowing that the ultimates have very short cooldowns. This Franco marching in towards that, and he misses out. However, the Leomord uses his ultimate. The shadows being used in by the Hayabusa, and to no avail. Both the teams disengage, realizing that there is no target to pick off. This is not the right time. Esmeralda trying to cut in the top lane. IMU being used on the Eve to take away the real world manipulation, saying, telling why that, hey, I can do it better than you. And this is just a standard rotation coming in. We will probably see a gank in the top lane. Possibly we can see the Franco connects the hook onto this Minotaur, goes to the Bloody Hunt, the Quad Shadow being used as well, and there we go. The Shurikens does not pick up the kill. The kill goes towards Javom. Who needs your jungler to get fed when your tank could get fed, huh?
Yeah, Minotaur just getting shut down left and right. That getting the kill on the tank. Killing their only engager initiator. However, Hayabusa does force out the real world manipulation here. Crunchy survives with a sliver of HP. I think the Tenacity emblem came in clutch and healed him back. And we might, like both teams are just on a roll right now. They're just trading left and right. When you see a kill by another team, by a team on the other side of the map, it just trades off. And the team shuffle is, however, playing slightly passive with the lack of map control, as the Minotaur did get shut down did get killed so many times, as he's a bit wary to scout the bushes. ABM here having map control, getting the turtle, half HP, jungler nowhere in sight. This might go to them again, and it is a slight goal lead, but they do get the turtle.
Yeah, could not have said it better, Linwl. They are actually just killing in the engage that comes in, and the tenacity not really enough to actually make Eve survive from that OG shadow kill that comes in from Hayabusa. That was nasty. She used even the real world manipulation to actually sustain, but not enough. And getting back to what I was saying, Linwell, that was very well explained. Where I actually forgot what my point was. Because that shadow kill was just too much, man. Did you see that damage coming in from the Hayabusa? Actually made me speechless. That was very well played from Jay. And yeah, sorry, getting back to what you were saying, they're just taking out, yes, as you can see, it happened once again, the Franco hooking the only engage that is there on the side of Team Shuffle at this moment, realizing that if you take down the Minotaur, they have no vision, they have no engage, they're going to dominate this river, and making that 0-4-0 for this Minotaur. Minotaur not really having a good game, absolutely being shut down entirely. The conceal being used, the quad shadow being used on this Eve as well, does not, however, get enough on the Eve. The Eve uses real world manipulation. The Hayabusa still hovering around this brush over here. Will he actually be able to get the quad shadow and the shadow kill? He does commit the OG shadow kill onto the Minotaur. However, gets some poke damage, gets the squad shadow on this Eve. All these basic attacks and the heal coming in from Minotaur and the tenacity emblem coming in clutch. That was quite the engage. The Masha goes in. Will this invade be successful? Coming in from the side of, yes, he does. The Hayabusa does get the blue buff, and the Leomord is deprived of his farm, so he goes in towards the bot lane. Since it's over the 5th minute mark, it's the 7th minute right now, realizing that he will get some gold from the minions, does the next best option that he has in taking down this bot lane turret along with some of the minion gold. The Asuna commits the falling Stamon. However, will she go down? Yes, and she does. The Phantom Steed being committed as well on towards a singular Esmeralda. That is a lot of ultimates and a lot of damage. And the follow-up coming in from the Hayabusa. The OG Shadow kill gets a kill on this Leomord. That's a mega kill coming in from the side of Team ABM. That is beautiful. 4-0-1 on this Hayabusa, on this lethal ignition that does HP based damage. That is why Hayabusa is one of the deadliest assassins in this current meta. And the real world manipulation being used as well. The bloody hunt on towards this Eve. However, the Franco does go down, and that is a 1-for-nothing trade. That was overextension coming in from the Franco, realizing that he could do something, shut down this real world manipulation before there could be a problem. And I am you here being used as real world manipulation as well. The flicker coming in from the Eve to escape, the quad shadow being used for the Hayabusa once again, the menace being along with the OG shadow kill. Will he get a double? That is 2 kills. Oh, the Valentina there for the KS steals the kill. That's another solo kill on the top lane. Dirot goes in. The Phantom Steed not being committed. The committed and takes down a shutdown on this Hayabusa. Some consolation prize going in towards Silver Hawk. However, to no avail, as there is the follow up from Jabon to actually zone away the entire members coming in from the side of Team Shuffle. A consolation prize, however, the goal lead is still being maintained at 2k. The jungle is being farmed off.
And the blue buff is once again stolen by Team ABM. This is too much for Team Shuffle right now. This left and right trading blows and getting objectives here. Even Leomord a bit slightly late to most team fights here. Would have been good if like he participated in more, because Shuffle has just been lacking that sort of damage and uh, targeting, because ABM's just been doing whatever they want, as like you see here, Minotaur getting ulted again and shredded down. Okay, but Shuffle does answer this and gets the Franco trade. However, they just back off, I guess. ABM still wanting to fight, dashes in, gets an ultimate, but gets a trade off for 1 for 3, and Masha also goes down. Ruby only left here, Ball deep not knowing, Baldudu not knowing what to do, and I think Shuffle might be in some trouble.
That was a 4-for-1 trade coming in. Team ABM here actually trying to make this game set and match, saying that, hey, Shuffle, this is checkmate. What are you going to do now? And Baldudu really not getting a response since he was shut down by this Diroth in lane, not letting him roam. That is why, that being shut down by Asuna, Asuna actually having a faster lane clear with this Esmeralda, being able to rotate faster, not giving any space to Baldudu to actually roam around the map and be an annoying frontliner along with the Minotaur. And as you can see, Asuna just zoning in away. The Phantom Steed being committed onto this Diroth. However, Diroth does flicker out, the hook being missed. Silverhawk once again using the ultimate, but for no value. And here will we see a kill, and the quad shadow, Hayabusa quad shadow is out. The Minoan Fury being committed as well. The real world manipulation being committed as well. And Ruby flickers in with the second skill and the ultimate as well. And the Howl Clap being committed on towards Eve. That is quite a lot of damage coming in. Somehow Jay does survive, gets a double kill. That is a top tier assassin that we are seeing here at work. And at this point, ABM are just dominating this map. Now we can see why Hayabusa was banned out in the first 2 games, because Jay here on the Hayabusa, absolutely lethal, not being able to not letting the opponents do anything, baiting out the skills even before the team fight and going for a re-engage. Beautiful killing, beautiful, another kill coming in from this Diroth. It shuts down Silverhawk. Silverhawk not really on top of this game, probably didn't have a good breakfast this morning, not having the best time today. At this point, I can say that it's game set match for ABM with a 7k goal lead.
Yeah, this might be really hard to come back to. I think it'll be solely reliant on the team fight that might happen. They need to get a good minion sphere. They need to like clump up the enemies and shut them down, because their main source of damage is the Eve from the real world manipulation. But ABM just snowballs and comes in from left and right. Haya can do that because of his quad shadows, and Esmeralda with her ultimate falling star can just snipe the back line and come from any angle, and it's really hard for Shuffle to come back from this, as ABM is taking the Lord, and we might see potential steal here. It is really hard though, as I think the Lord is taken down, and Ruby here is getting ultimate, and then I think she might go down.
Yeah, that was Baldudu actually trying to give some vision. And here on the top lane, Esmeralda and Masha just trading HPs. Both of them have unlimited HPs, you can say. And the hook coming in from the Franco with the flicker and the quad shadow connecting as well. That is beautiful play coming in from the side of Team ABM. Why using the real world manipulation quite early, gets a shutdown. The Minnow and Fury, just like you said, that is a quite a knockup. The shutdown goes in towards the Minotaur, not something you want to see. However, the Abyssal Strike does get a kill on this Leomord. If that kill went onto the Leomord and not the Minotaur, that could have been a possible comeback. However, right now I believe it's too much for the team to take. Baldudu with the I am offended as well does shut down this Zeroth. Will they be able to defend Esmeralda here? Asuna just too tanky, just too much for Baldudu to deal with. He's zoning away Baldudu so much here, and we are seeing this Lord being defended. The Masha right back on time. Asuna just being a menace in the front line. You can see all that shields, all that HP coming in. Baldudu actually still not building the dominant size. There is no anti-heal coming in from the Masha and from the Ruby. Just the Minotaur being a big difference. And you can see the shields coming in from Asuna. This is a itemization difference, you can call it. I do not know why they went for the anti-cuirass, but it could have been the dominant size coming in from Baldudu.
Yeah, a bit selfish buildings, but it's hard for ABM. I mean, to for Shuffle to sort of defend right now, as they just need to stay in base. The Lord is spawning at 76 seconds. ABM having full control of the map and the game, as everyone in their team has just been playing outstandingly. And with the Franco hooks coming in from Jobom here, Asuna zoning out so many characters, and then they do get the Ruby hook here by the Valentina, but I think it was a bit forceful, trying to set up team fight here. 20 something going on to Asuna, but Asuna is just too tanky, and I think it's just a one trade. It's just a one trade, bit forceful by Valentina, trying to end off the game, but they're just not giving any space to breathe. Minotaur trying to go in here. Franco flickers out. Asuna jumps into four of the teammates, and I think Haya gets shut down. This might be a potential comeback here. Minotaur jumps in onto the Esmeralda, but Esmeralda is just so tanky. No one's there to shut her down. She's just been healing up, and I think that might be enough to keep Team Shuffle in their base.
Yeah, the itemization coming in clutch.
Yeah.
There is no dominant size. Once again, they have not built the dominant size. The radiant armor coming in from the Masha. The itemization making quite a big diff. Asuna knowing that in the face of Team Shuffle, who are not able to do anything after all the ultimates being used, the Wolf Strike being committed, the I'm Offended being committed, the Minnow and Fury still not able to take down Asuna. Asuna charging into the Falling Star Moon, still not being able to do much damage. And the hook connecting on the Phantom Steed goes in. Will the Wolf Strike connecting on this Valentina as well? Will they get a kill? The real world manipulation being used. That's quite a lot of ultimates being committed on towards only a Franco and a killing spree on this Leomord. However, Asuna once again with all the shields zoning the back line, a lot of ultimates being committed, still not enough to take her down. That, and finally, after all those ultimates being used, the Ruby with the I'm Offended and Flicker into the turret, Leomord with the dash into the turret. Oh my god, that is quite a lot of ultimates being used just to kill one hero in the Esmeralda. In now, there should be a chance for Team Shuffle to actually take part in this Lord fight. And this giving the opening that Team Shuffle need, the Phantom Steed being used to actually take this Lord down real quick. The Quad Shadow being used here into the Eve, and the OG Shadow kill committed as well. The Wolf Strike misses, however, on this Hayabusa, and we have to see this should be a Lord take for the side of Team Shuffle. Yes, it is, and they will disengage, realizing that Asuna was the main problem, and you can see Ruby still not building the dominant size. That could make a big difference coming into this late game. And there is no Necklace of Durance coming in from the Eve either, and only a Sea Halberd coming in from this Leomord, but that is not enough to stop this Asuna.
Yeah.
And at the moment, if you ask me, the MVP for this game has to be Asuna and this series as well.
Yeah, Asuna has just provided so much for his team. The tankiness, the zoning, and she's just shut down so many enemies. And even if it wasn't like crucial, like just having one less enemy on the enemy team is like really good for his team. And this Lord is really crucial for Team Shuffle to come back. But I think it's getting shredded by the Dyrod. Not really. They're backing off. Team Shuffle trying to get a team fight here, but ABM just backing off. Jobon trying to get a hook, And I think this Lord might be wasted as they start a team fight here. Asuna jumping in onto the Eve, followed by the Hayabusa. However, it does go to the Jungle Monster as Leomord gets the kill onto the Dairot, trying to push in with his Lord. Valentina in the mid lane, trying to end it with a simple backline with the Leomord ulti. I think, but the minion does spawn. However, so it's forced to back. 4 of Team Shuffle recalled, and the Lord is alone here with Franco. Uh, However, they do get a kill onto the Eve.
Quite unfortunate, right? Coming in from the side of Team ABM as they're trying to engage and disengage at the same time. However, they're not able to. The OG Shadow kill gets a kill on this Leo mod, and that was beautifully played by ABM. Even though having those unfortunate incidents, it's just the itemization that's being a problem. OG Shadow kill being committed on this Minotaur, however, does not get him, and the Wolf Strike being committed as well to make sure that she can CC this Esmeralda who cannot go in. Masha goes in, and at this point, I can just say that it is not enough damage. The Wolf Strike being committed on this Hayabusa as well. The Falling Star Moon, that Asuna is just so tanky. I have no words to say. She's just so tanky. You cannot do anything at this point. She's just eating up HP, trading HP, getting it back from those shields, and they just cannot do anything to shut down this. Asuna is just the biggest bait I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Team Shuffle not being able to do anything. Like, what can they do against an Asma that's been really farmed? I guess they could get anti-heal, but even then, it's really hard to shut down with the current lineup, as like both teams are playing a bit passive right now, and Asuna is just providing so much vision here. Uh, Franco does try to get the hook though, but it misses. And Lord is spawning at 5 seconds with the map control slightly towards ABM. And this might be a potential Lord fight again. Might we might see a backline like sorry, backdoor by Dyrod, but I guess they're just clearing waves and playing it safe right now. Asuna trying to scout for his team, being really tanky. Shuffle can't really do much here, forced to back off and defend lanes. And Hayabusa, Jay just starting off the Lord. I think this might be a Lord for Team ABM, but Shuffle is coming here trying to snipe it off. Lord half HP. Both teams like try and go in. Leomord with the ultimate, but Hayabusa gets the kill. Minotaur, Minion Fury onto 2 people. Hayabusa forced to use the quad shadow, gets the Leomord, and I think this might be really hard for Team Shuffle as they don't really have anyone to deal with most of these heroes, most of these tanky heroes, as they lose 3 members for one.
During that entire team fight, my eyes was on Asuna, man. She was just on this Eve, in the face of this Eve, not being able to do anything. So Baldudo had to go back to save Eve with a wolf strike with the I'm offended as well. And as we speak, they're chunking down at this crystal, and as it is game set match, and the winners for the Midsummer tournament is going to be ABM, and as I would like to say it, this is my personal opinion, the MVP for this entire series should be Asuna.
Yeah, that game, Asuna was just insane with the zoning and tankiness. However, Jay did do a lot of good plays with his quad shadow, and he did bait out some skills in the early game. That was really crucial. We saw that he baited out the Leomar ultimate in the Lito. That was really good for the upcoming turtle, and just really insane plays by ABM here. Marvelous round of applause for everyone on the team. Jobum, uh, Waimi, Jay, Asuna, and Dorot. Yeah, just really good. And Shuffle did try to come back in the end. They did get the Lord, but couldn't capitalize on that as Shuffle had the lack of damage for the Esmeralda or like prioritization. It was just not enough, and they couldn't like capitalize on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the itemization coming in from both the teams, what I was talking about in game is you can see that Minotaur is the only one with the dominant size, and he's not genuinely your frontliner that would be right in their face of the opponents. He is someone who would come, give the sets, and actually make out from the team fight. And then you will have Silverhawk with the Sea Halberd, who will only go in when he has the ultimate. So not really there all the time. Not in the face of Asuna once again. These are both the heroes that would dive onto the backline to make sure they can get the backline. However, Baldudu here with the Ruby and the Masha as well are the two heroes that are actually going to be 1v1 with the Esmeralda all the entire game, and both of them not building anti-heal, which costed them this game, I can say. And that is quite the poor itemization coming in from the side of Team Shuffles. Realizing that they have reached the finals might have been a mental block that they would have had after having poor performances in game 1 and 2. So this crucial itemization coming in from Team Shuffle actually led to their downfall, I can say. However, they did play well, and kudos to them to actually get that final second penultimate Lord, like you would call it, giving them a small window of opportunity to actually make a comeback. However, that was shut down immediately. As you can see, the Valentina with the Molten Essence doing quite a lot of damage. And it's game set match. What else can you say? It is the best match out of this entire 3-game series, I would say. This final game, and going in towards the side of Team ABM, who are your champions for this Midsummer Meet tournament. And I am not sure if you will have any sort of talks with the winner or not. However, they do get the cash prize of 5,000 rupees, and the congratulations to Team ABM, and Team Shuffle will get a cash prize of 3,000 rupees as well for their commendable gameplay throughout the entire tournament, coming in from the lower bracket, making sure that they are here giving a tough competition to the opponents. By no means that it was an easy feat for ABM to actually win this game. Team Shuffle giving their fighting spirit, making sure they're fighting till the end of the game. It's not done until the fat lady sings, right? So that was quite well played, comes from the side of Team Shuffle. And out of all this entire match, you did say Jay did make a lot of plays. So it could be a tie between Jay and Asuna for the MVP, I would say. But let's not count out Jobom as well, who was putting out a lot of pressure. So at this point, it was just a very well overall performance coming in from the side of Team ABM. And you can say Team Shuffle will have to work on the fact that they need a marksman or an assassin, since the meta is much favorable towards them at the moment. So not really adapting to the patch well. Anything else you have to say, Linwl?
Yeah, ABM doesn't have a marksman, but they do have the better draft. I wouldn't say it's solely reliant on the marksman, but their team comp was better in overall term, as the Asuna did provide a lot of zoning, map control, and just Team ABM just capitalized on that. Asuna provided vision. Jobom just set up. Why me with the engage, disengage follow-ups, and Jay just with the shutdown on multiple heroes, and it was just too much for Team Shuffle, as ABM just played it perfectly well. But the Rod, on the side lane, did dominate and provide a lot of vision. He did provide a lot of setups with the Flicker ultimate, and they just shut down the Minotaur, who was their only engage for Team Shuffle. And yeah, that costed them the match, the anti heal also. But I think that's a wrap for the Midsummer Tourney. The champions are ABM. Yeah, let's go, guys.
Very well said. And don't forget that meta build coming in from the Valentina with the Molten Essence.
Yeah, that is crucial. Why they won. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure that this will be the final game for this. This is the final game for this tournament. I'm not sure if we will have a small talk or so with the opponent's winner as such. However, we will be saying goodbye, and thank you for tuning in. This is Kronos and Linwl out. It has been wonderful to cast alongside you as well, Linwl. Maybe do so ahead in the future tournaments as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Last on my face, hesitate to give me some. I'ma catch a murder case. On my clock. in this cop, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get clean, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, to take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get clean, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, to take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get on my block, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. On my block, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get clean, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, to take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get clean, wheel on the beat, on me, that's it, on me, to take the key, when I'm in, I take the key, when I'm in, I get on my block, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. On my block, in this cock, mask on my face. Hesitate to give me some, I'ma catch a murder case. Dirty on the clock when I get guap, whipping on the scene when I get clean, wheel on the beat, on me.
Oh, you tell me stories, you tuck me in, and the second you leave, I call you right back to check for monsters in my sheets. Yeah, high school was hard. You'd fight with my mom, I'd fall asleep to the screaming, sound machine always speaking, left emotional scars. Now I'm 21, a soul of 50 years. And now that you are gone, I'm doing things that I shouldn't know from. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. At 21, a soul of 50